Oh, live now, I hope. We're playing Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition today. This is for God is a Geek, which is, although it's confusingly on my own channel, that's well, I'm streaming on behalf of God is a Geek today. This code was provided by 505 Games, very kindly, and yeah, this one's the version that has like all the extra stuff in it, so all the DLC. So even though the game's been out what, nearly 2 years now, this is the one that has everything that they've released since then, which includes, as I'm going to jump straight in, there was the 3 Porsche packs, and I'm going to jump into a Porsche, and Laguna Seca was one of the tracks that was included in one of the DLC bundles as well. So we're going to jump in. These are my settings. I'm going to be, very candid about it. I'm going with automatic gearbox because that's how I play. Traction control and ABS are on factory settings, so if the car does have that in real life, then it has it on here. Stability control I tend to have on anyway these days because I'm full sim racers like this, like Project Cars 2 for example, even Gran Turismo Sport to a degree as well. I do require it. I struggle otherwise to keep the car from spinning out. Mechanical damage, I've got 50% at the minute, just purely because I'm still kind of tinkering with it to see what's best. Tyre wear on, fuel consumption on, so they're sort of standard. I'm going to jump into just a practice session at first. We're just going to get used to the way the cars handle. Because I played this a little bit yesterday. I've not played it since when it first came out on PS4, which was, like I say, nearly 2 years ago. It's been on Steam, or at least on PC, sort of early access since, I want to say, 2014. Obviously it came out fully a couple of years ago. I wasn't a massive fan at the time, but from what I have played since, I've quite enjoyed it. I can see where they've improved it. Now, Laguna Seca is quite a challenging track, but I do kinda know it a little bit. I've played plenty of racing games. That was quite awkward, that corner, but came out of it unscathed, which is fair enough. Yeah, the handling genuinely feels much smoother now than what I remember. So, it's not on every car, I'm sure, because I tried yesterday. One of the other, I'll show you soon enough anyway, but one of the others was one of the Ferrari F1 racing cars. That didn't go that well. But that was in a race as well, a race setting, which the AI, although it has improved an awful lot since launch, because originally they were very rigid. They basically never strayed from the racing line, including if you were in the way. It definitely seems a lot more advanced now, which is nice to see that they've put plenty of time into that. Oh, that was very bad, very bad. Losing it a little bit there. I'll try a race like in a little bit, but first I'm just going to concentrate doing just a few laps in a couple of the new tracks that they added to the game. And again, that was a terrible corner. I do like this Porsche though. This Porsche's nice and easy to handle. But sort of full disclosure, I am not the fastest at these racing games. I do love them though. I really enjoy playing them. I mean, well, if you listen to the pod that we did for Game of the Year, you know, I spoke very highly of Project Cars 2, Gran Turismo Sport, Forza 7, and I played them a lot. I've played Gran Turismo Sport especially quite a lot. I haven't played it for a while. I need to go back to that actually, especially now with all the extra single player stuff that they added. I've not played it much since then. But anyway, getting away from the point, I love these kinds of games, and so I do tend to like learning how to play them. I mean, Project Cars 2 for one took a long time for me to get into, because it was just like the handling model and that. I mean, that was a pure sim, but it still had some issues with the steering. It was still a little bit too twitchy for controllers, but it's miles better now. Hey Ed! That is a horrible corner there. Great thing for you to see when you first join the stream. But yeah, I was just saying how I love these kind of games. I play them a lot, and I'm getting used to the handling of this. So if you're just joining me, I'm at Laguna Seca in a Porsche GT3. I think. No, I can't remember if I chose the 2017 or the 2016 one, but fast Porsche, basically. I'm just learning the track a bit. But yeah, I'm just starting out with some practice and then just showing off a little bit of the cars that were in the DLC packs that are now in this Ultimate Edition, and also like the tracks that were added as well, like Laguna Seca is one of them. What was the others? I think Catalonia in Spain, which is nice to see actually, because you don't see it very often outside of the F1 games for some reason. Brands Hatch was another one that was added. I mean, that's in a lot more games now, but always nice to see it, because it's a cracking track to drive. And my god, I'm not doing very well with this opening corner. I keep braking way too deep. Oh, yep, there you go. That's the first almost of the night. I'll do one more lap after this, then we'll move on to another track and another car. I'll go through a couple of the tracks, then I'll try some races and show you like how much the AI is improved. Although I will say there is a bit of a gulf between difficulty levels, I've noticed. So I started on medium, and I struggled at least for a little bit, and then I moved on to I moved down to easy because let's see what happens, and I was winning no problem. So I mean, some of it I'm guessing is down to me learning the tracks, learning the handling a bit more, but medium did seem very much of a massive step up from easy, so we'll see. I'll be playing it on medium, and the results come as the results come, you know. Whether that includes crashes or not. It's a little better, but still not great. Getting a little bit more difficult there. That was poor. But one of the things I do love about these racing games is kind of just testing yourself a little bit, pushing the limits a little bit more with each lap. It's like, you know, I could have braked a bit earlier there, but I thought maybe I'd be able to get away with braking a little bit later. Obviously I misjudged it. You learn from that, hopefully, or you know, you just keep crashing. That's okay too. You know, you eventually learn and you go from there. Now hopefully the sound is okay. I did kind of test with a little video before this and could hear my voice okay over the sound of the engine. Hopefully that's okay for you too. Right, okay. Right, so we've seen that track a little bit. Let's have a look at one of the other ones. Now let's have a look. What other cars can we check out? No, it's on there somewhere. Yeah, let's go with Nissan. Ooh, another GTR 3 car. Why not? Ooh, that's a nice livery. Excellent. Now, glad to hear the sounds good. Yeah, let's go with that. Livery. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce that. The Nordschleife was one that was added as well. I'm going to stay clear of that for now because, unlike everyone else, I really do not like that track. Red Bull Ring was another one that was added in the DLC, so let's go with that one. Now this is a track I don't know that well, so yeah, this is possibly a crashy kind of experience we're going into now. If you've got any questions about this game, feel free to fire them at me. I'll answer them as best I can. I'm beginning to sound a bit like an advert, aren't I, on this game? I'm not. Hopefully that comes across. Now, okay. Let's see. Driving out of the pits. He keeps the limiter on for you. God, oh, nearly crashed on the way out the pits. Good start. Tell you what, let's try the cockpit camera for you this time. Now, I'm not very good in this view, so please bear with me on this. Ooh, that was that was horrendous. You'll notice the DRS. Well, you might have noticed the DRS sign there. As I mentioned before, you have like the F1 Ferraris in this, and you can use, as you might expect, with it being a sim, you can use DRS. It has all the capabilities of real sims. So. Oh, getting a bit distracted there, sorry. Oh, favourite or dream car of mine? That would be the Dodge Viper. Ever since I played the very first Gran Turismo back in, what was that, 97, 98, something like that? That version, it was like, yeah, it'd been 96, I think, possibly, because it was the 96 version of that Viper, I think. Yeah, ever since then I've adored that car. I think it's amazing. I mean, it's basically a big muscle car beast thing, but you know, there's just something awesome about it. Beyond that, maybe the Ferrari 458. That's a very nice car. And in fact, actually, I mean, the car I'm in now, this Nissan GTR, another favourite, along with like the old Skyline as well. yeah, I don't normally play in Cockpit View, as you might be able to tell. I have done on previous games before. It's not one that I just completely avoid using, but most of the time I just prefer the chase cam. I like to be able to kind of view the surroundings a bit. And although I love like my sim races, I'm not like one of those that are just like no, you have to play it a certain way for it to be right. You know, like for example, well, you know, I'm going off the track, which you know. But for example, you know, I use some of the assists, which a lot of people just do not like. Good choice on favourite car being the Skyline. Very good choice. Oh. That's another one actually from the first Gran Turismo, I think. Well, it might have been Gran Turismo 2 when I first got into that car as well. I mean, I think the Gran Turismo series has got to be like one of the best sort of things for informing my car knowledge, or car love, I suppose. Ooh, Dodge Charger. Oh, that's a good choice. Much like the Viper is just, it's kind of a muscle-bound beast, isn't it? What do you reckon? Am I doing alright? You know, my skills improving? Wasn't the best corner, but it's not too bad. Now this is a thing I'm learning, like there are people that stream like these games, like racing games all the time. I don't know how they manage to keep their eye on chat while racing. Yeah, Gran Turismo 4, yep. Very, I think just the Gran Turismo series in general, isn't it? I suppose it depends on age as well. Sort of if you more my age, I suppose like the first couple of Gran Turismos, but and then of course like the Forza games came along as well, which I think have kind of been a bit more for like I suppose the current generation of players, or rather I don't know, maybe the upcoming ones. They're gonna see, I think, a bit more of Forza, as that seems to be like the big name one now. Like Gran Turismo, I mean Gran Turismo is still a massive seller. I think Sport did really well. But yeah, I think the Forza name, especially because I mean Microsoft puts a hell of a lot of money into that now. And you know, they're basically every year. You know, you've got the Motorsport. You had Motorsport 7 last year, Forza Horizon 3 the year before that. I'm guessing Forza Horizon 4 this year. They seem to have got onto that kind of alternating schedule. I'm happy at that though, to be honest. I do really enjoy the Forza games. Although I will say that this last year, I think Gran Turismo was the better game of the two. Oh, that's a terrible corner. Actually, nah, not that bad actually. Terrible's a little bit harsh. It's quite a good looking game actually, this game. I don't remember this being that good looking when I first played it, so I don't know if they've improved the visuals since as well. That's very slow. But yeah, it's quite a good looking game. I mean, it wasn't a bad looking game before, but it definitely looks crisper. Now, unfortunately, because I wasn't sure about bandwidth on my internet, I've unfortunately had to go for just a standard stream rather than 60 frames. But this is fairly smooth. It's not 100%, to be honest, because I mean, I noticed this yesterday. It did dip noticeably, well, not noticeably as in like it was creaking, but it was actually a bit noticeable during one of the races I had at Monza. And you know, a lot of the cars going into that first corner, which is like a very tight chicane, it did start to drop a bit. So we'll finish this lap and then move on to another track. So this is not my best lap, but I've done alright. I'm quite happy with that. This seems a lot easier to get into than like Project Cars 2 did, because I mean that took a lot for me to find the right balance. I did play, in fact I'll show you that now. I think it's on this, advanced. Yeah, these are the settings I use, which I did look up online for. Again, same thing as what I did with Project Cars 2 as well. It's finding the right setup for you, so that it's not too sensitive or anything like that. This is for a control pad as well. I'm not using a steering wheel, but this seems to work for me, and I'm quite enjoying myself. Oops, yep, sorry. So let's embarrass myself now, I think. Where was I going? Yeah, Barcelona. I say this is the Catalonia one, which I say you just don't see much outside of F1, or the F1 games, I should say. And yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it. This could go horrendously wrong. It took me a while to get used to the handling as it is. This track, I don't know that well. I know some of it, but not the same way that I know something like Spa, which I kind of know inside out, or Donington. Donington isn't in this game though, actually. Spa is though, so maybe I'll try there shortly. Maybe I'll try Spa for the first race tonight instead of going into practice. So I think I'm getting used to the handling. However, I may have just ruined that right now. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think that's remembered my settings. I do prefer this view for the F1. I do it for the F1 games actually. Now this engine is quite loud, so let me know if it's too loud. Oops, wow, didn't do that well, did I? Oh wow. As you can notice, this is a lot faster, and didn't need to slow that much. I think I need to. Oh, that was a very bad line. I was not paying enough attention. Let's beach myself a little bit. So yeah, massive apologies for anyone coming to this hoping to see something beautiful. Oh no, that's the UK recovery. Sorry. Oh wow, that's terrible. Yeah, this one is a noticeable speed increase over even the Porsche and the GTR. Oh, I can't remember which is the DRS button though, so you'll have to bear with me on that for going up the straights. Is it down? Nope, that's the brake bias. Nope, it's not that either. Might be triangle. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the controls instead of watching the road. As you can see, actually, while I'm doing this, these are some of the settings for the screen setup as well. So you can see like engine temperatures and tyre temperatures, and even like the wear on them and things like that. Oh, you can just see me failing miserably, which is what's happening so far. So that one I can take a little bit faster, but I need to just lay off it a little bit. Right, was it triangle? No. I think I might have accidentally messed with the brakes there. Okay, delivery, linear, overtake, top speed. Wow. These are all settings by pressing triangle. So I've not found the DRS button yet. Oh, that was horribly wrong. Now, one other thing I will mention actually, that going off like that reminded me. I did turn penalties off because the penalties, they're not very fun on this game. I noticed because I was playing a Sail Monza, and on that second chicane I outbraked myself and I went off. Oh, well, yeah, there's the first crash. I told you you'd see me crash. So, and as you saw, there was a bit of damage. Now I'm gonna see if I can do this smoothly. Not like that. Look, sorry, I'm gonna slow for a minute just to see. You can see the damage there on the front wing. It's not like the actual F1 games, where if you hit something, your front wing comes off. You know, it's a little bit more well, it would be, I think, if I turned up the damage to 100%, but it's on 50 at the minute, so that probably tones it down a little. Oh, well, I'm not getting that corner right at all, am I? I think I locked my brakes a little bit there. Oh. Professional. Very professional, that was. But yeah, I do really like the F1 car in this. It's just getting used to them. Because so you have to kind of almost forget what you know about racing, like normal sort of saloon cars and like sports cars, because they brake a lot quicker, they turn in a lot quicker, they, as you saw there, start to lose the back end a little bit. Basically everything is quicker, including going off the track. But yeah, like everything is quicker, so you've got to get used to the way the car turns in. You'll be able to turn in a lot sharper into corners. You can't put your foot down as quickly because all you'll do is spin up the wheels and spin. Braking, like, kind of, you know, if you brake too hard, you will lock the wheels, and that starts to ruin your tyres a lot more quickly, I should say. You just have to kind of get used to the way the cars handle a lot differently. You know, you can go much faster from 0 to 60 and from 60 to 0. I mean, that's not really the right terms for these, considering these cars, you know, they go from 0 to 60 in nothing. Yeah. one thing you may have noticed before when I went off, came back on, the gear changes are still, which is an issue that I had originally with the game, it's still a little bit awkward. They're much faster changing gears now, because one of the original issues I had was trying... oh god. Wow, talking and driving is not the easiest thing at all, is it? In these games. Where was I? Yeah, like, when I first played this game, it was almost like it was searching for gears. Wow, I'm doing very badly. There you go. Like that. It was searching for gears every time it tried to go up a gear, and you just couldn't get anywhere quickly. I mean, there is, because I say it's like it's on auto, but I can change them if I want. Oh. You know, like, as I go up now, I press X, it'll change the gears. I mean, this isn't doing anything for my speed, but I can change the gears if I want. Yeah. Alright, we've played with that one enough. Well, I do really like that, but it's going to take a while, I think, for me to get used to that one. We'll have one more track change, and then I'll try a race after that. I mean, let's stick with Ferraris, and I mean, where is it? Where is it? That's the 488, which is the next kind of one up from the 458. But let's go with that livery. It's not; these aren't racing liveries by the looks of it, at least. But I know they're supposed to be red, but I do like the yellow on the 458. Brands Hatch. There we go. That was another one of the ones that was added. So let's go with that one. Let's try different weather. I don't know if it actually has rain. I don't remember or not. Let's go with heavy clouds. We'll soon see if it's got rain. And let's go a little bit earlier in it. In fact, does it have... I should have looked this up. I don't know if it has night racing. It does. I mean, it only goes up to 6 o'clock, so I guess not. Let's see what it looks like at 6 o'clock anyway. That's all the same. The loading times aren't great, but they're still, again, I think they're an improvement. I mean, considering this was, I mean, I know it's published by 505 Games, but it is essentially an indie game. You know, it was in like early access on PC for a while, and considering that, it doesn't have the budget of something like your Forza, Gran Turismo. It's incredible what they've done with it. I mean, this is a proper sim. That's not a good cockpit view, is it? Okay, let's go for this. Let's see how this one handles. Or more how I handle it. Not very well. As the start seems. This one's a lot heavier. Again, I've got to go get back into the mindset of this is not an F1 car, so this isn't turning into corners as quickly. It's not braking as quickly. I've got to get into that mindset. Good lord. This is like a punch in the face after that F1. Look at that. But yeah, well, it doesn't stop me from loving this car. It's still, I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. It sounds amazing. And obviously, the sound isn't going to be quite as good because obviously I've got to have to sound a little lower for stream purposes, so you can actually hear me. Oh god, off I go. I'm not doing very well with this one at all, am I? I'll be honest though, it feels very heavy. Like, this feels like this is the road-going version of this car rather than the sports car, you know, the actual track-going version, which would be a lot lighter. You know, the braking would be much better. Oh dear. Oh dear. That was no, I went a little bit C3PO there with the oh dears, didn't I? But I feel like I'm slowing way more than I should be. I need to get my head on straight, I think, really. Oof. This can't be good to watch. This must be just cringe-worthy. Watching me try and take the corners in this thing. Either that, or maybe this is one of those, you know, when you meet one of your heroes and it doesn't go very well. Oh, didn't slow down anywhere near enough. So I guess the plan for this race, or this practice session, is to get a clean lap. If I can do that by the time we've done 5 laps, I'll consider this one a success, because right now it's a sounding failure. And just every level, it's just horrendously bad. Okay, but yeah, no rain, so I'm guessing they've not gone for like rendering kind of weather effects and night races and stuff like that, which is fair enough. Like I say, the budget they had for this must have been minuscule compared to what they had for Forza 7, for example, which, you know, you had all the weather effects in that, which, well, quite frankly, were amazing to look at. But I will say, I still think Forza Horizon 3 was the better game. And although I did love Forza 7, I think I gave it an 8.5 for the site. I've stopped playing it. I've not got into it the way I did Forza 6 or Horizon 3. There was just something missing, and I can't put my finger on it. Now I'm hoping that it's, you know, it improves for the next one. So obviously the next one won't be Motorsport 8, it'll be Horizon 4 more likely, as I've said. I mean, anyone have any thoughts on what they'd like to see for Horizon 4? I mean, personally, I'm hoping that old leak that suggested it was in Japan was right, because I'd love to see that. And they've done, was it, I forget the first one, was it something like Vancouver or something like that, wasn't it? I might be wrong on that, but it was somewhere that way out, I think. And then the second one was Europe, wasn't it? 'Cause it was like Spain and France. And then obviously the last one was Australia. So going to somewhere like Japan makes sense, you know. Yeah, we were closing in on a clean lap, not a particularly good lap, but I'm learning very slowly, but I'm learning. And as you might have noticed, actually, which I've just noticed, is the car's getting a little bit dirtier and scratched up and stuff from my excursions off-road, which I don't remember seeing that level of detail before. Again, I mean, like I said earlier, it's been what, probably a year and a half, something like that, since I last played this. Possibly longer. I can't remember. So some of this is me just remembering it differently, maybe, than it actually was. Either way, it's a very good game. I feel like it's improved a lot. Right, here's a nice... That was a clean lap, more or less, so I'm happy with that. But that was a very bad corner. This will be the last lap and then I'll try a race, I think. Oh. Very wide. Might go back to the Porsche for that first race. I really did like that Porsche. It was very easy to handle. Just reiterating, this is the Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition, which came out today, I believe. Oh, that's very wide. I really shouldn't talk while doing this, which would, well, that would make for a bad stream, bad video, anything like that, without any kind of commentary. But yeah, it came out today. Includes all the DLC, which was released sort of over the last 18 months or so, just over, since the game first came out on consoles, and I believe it left early access around the same time. I mean, I didn't actually review this game for the site, 'cause I hadn't fully joined at that point. I forget who did review it, but I think it got like a 5, which at the time I did agree with, but like now it feels like they've, like with a lot of games these days, it's gone, like they've took feedback, they've refined the game, and it's built into something much better. You know, like something like No Man's Sky, like that kind of thing, where they've took the core concept and then they've made it better and better as time's gone on. Let's try a quick race then. What Fords do we have? Dodge isn't in this, is it? It's a shame. I would have liked to have had a go at the Viper. Like I said, I'll go back to the Porsche. Not sure which one it was, but in fact, let's move up to this one. This is a different one as well. Let's try the livery. Oh wow, that's a very varied selection of livery there. I don't actually quite see the point of offering that choice. Right, let's go. I said Spa, didn't I? Let's try out a Spa. See how badly I do. Okay, right, so we're gonna go with medium. It's quite a long track, so 2 laps maybe rather than 3. Yeah, it's a shame this game doesn't have VR. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't have VR compatibility for, at least for PS4 anyway. I'm sure if it doesn't have it officially on PC, someone's modded it. I've seen that on other games, like I think it was Grid Autosport, which didn't initially have, but a friend of mine had it on PC and had the Oculus Rift dev kit, like before it sort of came out properly, and playing it on that was great. I'd love I'd love to play in VR, but I can't justify buying VR. It's still a lot of money. Maybe one day. Aggression. Well, let's notch that up to 10%. Same class. That's 15 is the max number of opponents there. We'll go with random starting position. Let's go with 3 laps. I know it's a long track, but we'll see. We'll go with. I might as well just go with clear because it doesn't really seem to do much other than change the lighting. Yeah, that'll do. And then again, those are the settings I'm using. And you know, anyone who doesn't like people using assists, they're not going to be happy with this setting, but that's what I use. There we go. So I think I had it on medium difficulty, which means this. I say this could go either way. I kind of stated earlier that I'm not the fastest at these games, but I do enjoy them, and that's what all that matters really. I like to learn when it comes to how to play them. And playing this on the stream as well is actually helping me. I don't know, it's helping me learn it a little easier somehow. I've noticed that since I started streaming, that playing games while people are watching, I suppose even just like chatting to people in the chat as well, it makes it a little bit more fun somehow. It's quite a long load, probably because it's loading other cars for this one. Right, let's see how this one goes. I'm starting 12th, so it can't go much worse than going straight to the back. Not a bad start. Oh. Ooh, that's I'm alright with that. However, anyone that's seen, I mean, this is a bit unlikely, but if you've seen my Twitter account, a while ago I did tweet something from that corner on Project Cars 2 where things went very, very wrong. I think it was an online race, and things went very wrong, and cars went spinning, they went rolling, and it was quite funny, actually. Like, I couldn't be mad at the way it happened, because it was on the very first lap, right at the beginning, and just pure carnage. I mean, we're talking kind of, you know, that joke of the first corner thing on online races. That's exactly what it was, but somehow it was just funny rather than irritating in any way. This is the corner that I always get wrong. I can never quite judge the speed, and of course the angle on this one. Lock the wheels a bit there, I think. Got someone close behind me, as that little marker told me. Oh dear, nearly lost that. I quite like this camera actually, because most chase cameras, it doesn't let the car move. You know, like you don't see the kind of the turning axis. I don't think I actually had to slow there much, not that much anyway. But yeah, it kind of gives you a bit more of a feeling of, oh god, that was terrible. But there's a shot of the AI as well, not making a mess of it like it used to when I first played this game, like back when it came out. Oh, that was very bad. Oh, he says, and the AI still hit me, but that was still kind of my fault, because I overshot that overtake. I mean, that was a Max Verstappen kind of overtake, I think, actually. No. Oh, I'm coming up on these guys quite quickly. Oh, there's no overtake here. Oh god, there's an almost crash, almost overtake, almost complete mess. Oh, the inside there, quite proud of that one. That was all right. Oh, didn't think I was gonna get close enough for that. Broke quite a bit there. Now this is where I've got to learn now. This part. Can I overtake it? Oh, I can if I make a horrible mistake. I have to apologise for that one. That was very very bad. Not as bad as one that I did yesterday. No, I'm aware. While I was still learning the game, before I'd even changed the settings for the steering, and I pretty much just wiped out myself and this other person. Well, AI at least, so it wasn't online and me just taking out someone, annoying them. Sorry, I will get to that comment in a minute when when I get a sec. Wow, not getting this. I need to brake a lot earlier and a lot more sensibly, I think. I'm not sure I'll be able to get a podium place looking at how far ahead they are. Oh, two cars went. Oh yeah, I've seen that a few times. Cars going over each other and over each other's wheels and stuff like that. I mean, the safety of the racers and cars today is incredible. You know, you see some of the crashes, and you think if that was a road car, you'd be dead. You'd just be straight dead. But these cars, they're built so well, so safe, that ironically in like one of the most unsafe sports in the world, it's actually the most safe. You know, you're more safe than driving on a motorway or something like that at legal speeds. Oh, not my best. I've kind of reached a kind of lull, haven't I, really, in this race, where at the moment I'm too far ahead for anyone to fight me for position, and I'm too far behind for me to fight for position. So, yeah, we're pretty much guaranteed, unless I make a horrendous mistake, to be arriving just outside the podium places. I'm quite happy with that, actually. Considering, what is it, I started 12th? Something like that. So, yeah, I'm good with that. What I'll do is, after the stream is over, I'll try and find that clip that I had from Project Cars 2 that I was talking about and put it back up on Twitter, so people could just see and enjoy the absolute carnage. on the main straight here, so there we go. Coming home in 4th. And this is the weird thing, I noticed this yesterday. It just sits you here. Everyone else is still going around, but there we go. Excuse me, so, I mean, I was like a second there behind 3rd place. No, that can't be right. No, that's the lap times. So, yeah, my lap times weren't good. Right, let's try another track, another race. Where should we go? Anyone have any suggestions? So you've got, I'll flick through while waiting for anyone to answer if you have any answer. Black Cat County, Brands Hatch we've been to, Highlands, Imola, very dangerous track from back in the day, Magione, Monza, Mugello, Nordschleife, if you want to see me hating things, the Nürburgring, just the actual GP track, another very good track, Silverstone. Now I don't know if it's pronounced like Vallelunga, however it's, I know it's got another like Vallelunga or something like that, I don't know. I'm just going to be butchering things. Zandvoort, now that's a track that you don't see very often. Not in the big name races anyway. Right, so yeah, you're right. Yeah, the cars now, the roll cage that they have and everything in it, it's just crazy. I mean, you think even like the F1 cars, the way they're designed, and you'd think, oh, you want me back on the Red Bull ring, do you? All right. This will be fun. Right, let's see what car we can have. It's in the Toyota. As much as that was great, I just don't think it'd make for much of a. Right, so maybe not Toyotas. Audi? Got some decent races in the Audi. We've not really done any of these prototype cars yet, have we? So let's go with that. Another one with a spectacular array of liveries that you can choose from. I mean, wow, look at how different they are. So right, okay, same thing. Let's go. This is a shorter track, so let's go up to five laps and to see how spectacularly wrong this one goes. Okay, Darren, this one's for you. The Red Bull ring. I didn't do too badly before when I was in the GTR, but it wasn't that great going. So if you can hear any creaking and stuff, that's my headset. One thing I'm not sure actually is, at least for future streams and stuff like that, I've got a proper microphone that I use for the PC, USB microphone. I don't know if they work with the PS4. If they do, that would be a much better option than just my standard headset mic. Oh, this is gonna go badly. Oh, that wasn't a good start. Look at them all racing past. Maybe not. Oh god. Oh god. My bad. But you know, racing is all about these kind of things. People make mistakes. Oh god. Well, he just went straight up the back of me, didn't he? Who misses and all that. Well, I'm back in 9th. Spectacular progression. These turn actually quite well. I lost a place there, well done guys. Oh dear. Just hemorrhaging places as I just completely fail. So I put this up to 5 laps. This is now quickly turning into torture. Wow! Oh, thanks, mate. And another one trying it as well. Just. This is a bad race for me, isn't it? Well, hopefully it provides some entertainment to you guys. Someone's in the pits, I think. Oh dear. Me misjudging everything right now. I mean, look at the state of that car. Oh dear. Oh dear. I've just completely lost all concentration there. Sorry guys. What's he? What? No, he's messing up a bit and going off onto the grass. Lets me catch up. Oh, and just, you know, smash into him. I'm taking like one of the world's best racing machines and just turning it into a destruction derby car. Yep, last place. I'm just flying at this point. Oh, I mean, listen to that engine. That does not sound healthy. Well, one of these races had to happen like this. And I'm, you know, it's all on Darren. He made me go for the Red Bull ring. So, you know, blaming... I'm doing the racing car driver excuses. I'm placing the blame firmly on someone else. I mean, that's what they love to do. It's either someone else's fault or it's the car's fault. Wait, am I last or was it 15 opponents? Oh no, no, I'm not last. I'm not last. It's actually someone else. Unless they've retired. Can't catch this guy, can't get him at all. I need to up my game here. See, I'm gonna have to say it. The car's not a piece of shit. I am. I mean, this is the, if I remember right, I think this is like one of the cars that was like winning Le Mans. And yet, you know, I get it in 15th place. Let's see what the tyres are like. Oh, look at the state of that right front. It's not going well. This temperature just does not work. Oh, and I'm locking wheels and everything. Yeah, I think you're right. I think 16 must have retired because it doesn't even have like a... Yeah, it doesn't have an interval time or anything. Oh god. This is... Wow, this is a bad performance, isn't it, right here? But you know, there's some entertainment in watching me crash and make a mess of my car, which is worth, you know, probably millions. Well, I mean, it's a video game, so it's not worth anything, but you know what I mean. But see, that's another thing actually. Number 16's retired, so that shows that again the game has improved. It's not just, you know, the AI never making a mistake. Something went wrong, whether it was me smashing into them or whether they went off and they crashed. It meant that they had to retire, and you just, you know, this is going to sound wrong, but I like to see that in racing games. It's not all, you know, clinical precision from every AI driver. I mean, it's clearly no clinical precision when it comes to this driver you're watching. Although I like to think I'm at least improving in some ways, just not enough to get anywhere near this 14th place driver. But I think this is, as much as I kind of want to be like, oh, it's, you know, maybe medium difficulty should be lowered a little bit, this actually feels like a real race. You know, there's none of like the rubber banding or anything like that. It's just, if you've made mistakes, which I have, that's it. Yeah, there we go. That, wow, the 16th place didn't even make a lap. And oh, hang on, I ended up in 14th. How did that happen? Okay, did someone crash and I missed that? Did we all miss that? Am I going mad? Well, don't answer that last question. Let's go with one more race. I've not been to Silverstone yet, have I? You know, we'll have two races. We'll go to Silverstone for the end, but I talked about Zandvoort not being in very not being in many, so let's go there and let's try a car which is considerably more my speed, or you know, I'm actually somewhere decent. The Lotus ones, oh, you even got, I didn't realise these were on there as well. Well, I don't know this track very well, so I'm not going to go for them yet. The Evoras, they're quite cool. So the GTE, what liveries do these have? Oh, we've got some decent ones on this one. Some actual choice. Let's go with that one. But yeah, I don't know this track, so yeah, don't expect anything major on this one. You missed a lot of things that, well, I ended up in 14th when I thought I was 15th, and I don't think any of us saw where the other person went. And listen, I don't have penalties turned on, so they couldn't have been penalised for something. Oh, Stevie Wonder driving. Oh, I don't know whether I'm impressed at the Die Hard reference or like hurt by the astoundingly accurate description. I'm having a lot of fun with this though. I hope that comes across. Well, can't get much worse than me starting at 15th, so pressure's not really on. Bit of wheel spin there. Oh god. lots of braking going on here. But I'm gonna say, yeah, definitely gonna say that, yeah, the AI is so much more improved. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, oh, someone's crashed. There we go. Don't know if you saw them in the gravel over there. Oh, bit of a bump. That's fine. But yeah, like I say, I know the stream isn't in 60 frames per second, but there on my screen that was not 60 at all, going into that corner with all those other cars. So there's definitely some. Oh god. I should just stop talking. Every time I talk, I just make a mess of things. Actually, that's not true. Even when I don't talk, I make a mess of things. Look at this rally driving over here. Right. Yep. Serious head on. You know, let's not end up in a terrible position I was in the last race. Professional stream right now. Yeah, that cursed it, didn't it? That cursed it right there. Oh, that gearbox didn't sound particularly healthy. Oh, there's a bit of weird glitching going on the roof there. Good one, Darren. Every time you talk in a marriage, that's when things go wrong. Ah! You bastard. You all saw that. You all saw that. Something doesn't sound right at all in this, I can hear the grinding of gears. Clearly, you're all watching this and you're just thinking this guy should be a pro racing driver with these skills. This fella's getting a bit close. I mean, this guy's doing 157 laps and I'm on 2 minutes. 2 minutes 4. You know. Like I said, you know, pro racing driver skills. Although, you know, come on, that was a nice smooth overtake. I'm gonna laud my own skills there a little. I'm really not, though, am I? I'm terrible. Oh, come on. Stop braking. You don't need to brake there. I'm much more of a touring car driver though than an F1 car driver. You know, like that's not a skill reference. I mean, like touring car drivers they do bump bumpers a lot, and that's, you know, take that out of context all you like, because that's, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot more contact in touring cars, and yeah, you've seen how I drive. I try not to hit other cars, but it does happen from time to time. No, don't you spin me out. Oh, gained a couple of places there. Quite happy with that. Do you actually play racing games, Darren? I don't actually know. All I seem to see is you, oh god, as I go off the racing track again, is, you know, giving away copies of PUBG and stuff. I'll be honest, I'm glad I've got like a few people watching, because I was worried that this stream wouldn't have anyone watching, because I don't know, are racing games massively popular on streams? I'm not sure they are, at least not generally. It tends to be more, oh god, again I start talking and it all goes horribly wrong. I don't blame you, Darren. You've given away an awful lot of copies of PUBG. Well, not just PUBG. You gave away Hellblade recently as well, didn't you? Which, I mean, that's, I'm gonna say, beautiful segue. If you if you go to the actual God is a Geek Twitch from about 9 o'clock, Nick's gonna be back on Hellblade tonight. So I mean, if you're in the future, if you're watching this as like the rerun, then ignore that, because it's not going to be on at all. But yeah, tonight, if you're watching live, he's going to be on Hellblade again. Go help him go through hell. Oh, this is a very, very slow corner. I've just not got any grip there. I should have, I've just realised I should have gone for less laps. I think I accidentally left it on 5 laps. And I've just been kind of torturing myself, trying to get somewhere when I'm going very, very slowly around some of these corners. Excuse me. I'm quite happy with this actually, because I've done. I mean, I didn't do very well at the start of this race, obviously. I mean, or rather, maybe the second lap. But as I've learnt the track a bit, I think I've started to settle, he says, as he completely messes up a corner. It is a real commentator's curse, and I've got no one else to blame because I'm the one playing. The commentator is just literally cursing himself at this point, and that's just silly. A little bit too quick into that corner. Ooh. Shouldn't be going off onto the gravel. I nearly said grass, and it was obviously not grass. I do have to say that this game has improved an awful lot since launch. It's also, I mean, I think we spoke about this on the pod probably a few times actually. Is that, you know, games now you review them and that score almost doesn't work after like another 12 months or something like that. These games are changing that much over time that, I mean, it almost sounds like an insult to call them, like, say that they're almost always in early access, but they sort of are, but in the best way, because it is meaning that these games, okay, they might not be perfect on launch, but when they're actually, they're given time, they do improve to the point where they're not, they're almost unrecognisable, at least in terms of the quality of gameplay and that kind of thing. Although in this case, I think I'm sure the visuals have improved. I mean, to be fair, we've seen with the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro that is possible. When they do those patches, they don't always just affect those models, which is quite nice. Okay, last race. We'll go to Silverstone, as I said. Downside is there's no it doesn't, like, if you're like me, I don't know these layouts. I know the tracks, but I don't know the layouts. So this means nothing to me. We'll go with the GP one. Can you go with information? Ah, there you go. So you kind of, it's just a little bit odd that you have to do that. That should be on this screen, I think. Anyway, that's a minor criticism. How about BMW to finish off with? Yeah, we'll go with that Z4 GT3. What are the liveries like on this? Vulcan Horse Motorsport. That one looks kind of cool. That'll do. And because it's Silverstone, it's going to be heavy clouds, we'll knock this down to 3 laps. Okay, that'll do. Actually, this had more pit boxes. No, that doesn't change the number of cars that you can have. Still, a grid of 16 is good. It's better. I mean, do you remember the days of like the early Gran Turismos when it was like grids of like 6 or 8 or something like that? Things have come on a lot. Wow, I sound like an old man now, don't I? In my day. I mean, I'm hardly young now, but nah, that's not fair. I'm not that old. Right, let's see where we get on this one. Let's see where it starts me off. Watch me start me at first and I'll end up last. There's a prediction for you. Wow, yeah. 24 car destruction derby of Forza. Yeah. Like, that game is a mess online. I think that's where I think Gran Turismo Sport has actually got it right. The way it's got its systems of your driver rating and sportsmanship rating, it means that you get people, people of like-mindedness, and even like the speed, like how fast these people can drive, it means you're always kind of in the right race. You know, you're racing against people who go round about as quickly as you do, and they'll race with the same mentality. Like, as you've seen, I'm not the tidiest of racers or the quickest, but I do try not to hit other cars, and that's kind of how I ended up placed on Gran Turismo Sport. But this is Assetto Corsa, so I should shut up about Gran Turismo and Forza. Right, where's it put me? 4th, so what we're predicting, like 12th? Oh, very, very wheel spinny. Oh, this one's quite a twitchy one. Oh, over the grass, and oh, that was... Oh, that wasn't a very good corner, that. There was nowhere for either of us to go there, so that was always going to be a bit of a coming together. 14th is your prediction, Darren. Okay, 14th. Let's see. Oh, he got yeah, got out of shape there, didn't I? Literally, with my front bumpers probably out of shape. I gotta say though, the handling in this is very, very smooth. I mean, for anyone who wasn't here earlier for it, I did put up my settings, because you can change like the sensitivity and stuff like that for your steering, and I went off, I think it was someone on Steam, but they put up their settings for using a DualShock 4, so it's like I might as well try that, and it seems to have worked. I've got quite a smooth setting, not always, but that's usually because I've messed up, that's why. Oh god, on the grass, not going to help my speed at all. No, damn it, he's going to get past me. This is quite a tough corner if I remember right. Try doing that on Forza 7 online and you'll probably be smashed all over the place. Bit too close there. This one's not giving up the position, is he? Or she? I don't know. Don't know the name. Oh. You didn't see that. That was an accidental cutting of the corner. Nobody saw that. It's not live and in video form for people to see. Can I get that? Oh, he messed up that corner a bit. And we're back in 4th. All that fighting and all it's done is got me back to where I started. Oh, I didn't need to slow down that much there. I think I've buggered that up a little bit. 7th is now the prediction. Oh, actually, that was probably from earlier and I didn't see it. I was too busy concentrating. Oh dear. Someone... See, that is showing where I'm not as fast, obviously, in that section, that sector, because cars have caught up to me pretty easily. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. 14th then, yeah? 14th. That's looking good right now. Oh, I've made a right mess of that one by hitting the sausage curb. Oh dear. Yeah, biggest problem on the PS4, sorry, the DS4, DualShock 4. Yeah, triggers definitely. I do like. In general, I think I prefer the PS4 controller, just like for comfort. But the Xbox One controller's triggers are sublime when it comes to racing games. I mean, they are really, really good. And the DualShock 4, it's not bad by any means. It's fantastic, but I don't know, the triggers don't feel like they have quite as much response. Of course, I mean, they do, weirdly, having that sort of rumble that the triggers have on the Xbox One, you wouldn't think it'd make a difference, but it kind of does somehow. You know, it's just an extra layer of immersion on a racing game. I mean, considering you're playing on a controller rather than with a wheel. But I mean, me and wheels on racing games don't mix. They really don't. Oh, too slow on that one. A bit wide. 5th place. Okay, so I went backwards, but that's not bad. There we go. So, yeah, that was Assetto Corsa, the Ultimate Edition. Your 14th was a little pessimistic, but considering that Red Bull Ring race, not entirely inaccurate. But yeah, I mean, I could see myself playing this a bit more. The full game, I mean, news is flashing for some reason, whatever that is. Thank you for playing Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition. Thank you for providing the code. There you go, that's nice. That's a nice way. But yeah, you've got your career mode, just various championships. Can you maybe you can, yeah, you can create your own, so that's quite cool. Special events, I don't know what that is. Oh, I'm guessing they're like scenarios, which they've been in some racing games before, and quite fun when they're done right. But yeah, good game. I don't think there's much more to say on the matter other than that could have gone a whole lot worse. I had some decent races in there. It's definitely improved a lot since launch, as I've said multiple times. Yeah, thanks again everyone for joining me. It's been fun. Well played from Darren. Now that's ultimate praise right there. The stream has officially peaked. But yes, that is now the end of the stream. Thanks again for joining me for this. It's been fun. Glad that I actually got some people watching. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And like I say, if you're not already following the God is a Geek Twitch channel, do that. Go watch Nick. At this point, in about 25 minutes, he's going to start playing Hellblade. And as I am here for God is a Geek today, even though I'm on my own channel, you know all that. Follow all the relevant social medias and get on Patreon if you're not already. $1 a month. You know the stuff. You get extras, you get early pods, all that kind of stuff. And with that, I shall bid you adieu.